What's going on, inmates of the asylum? Dr. Six here, and I am coming at you with Monday Night Raw's results. Now, I got a couple announcements to make before we get into this. A couple was made on Raw, but I'll add these into the announcements before we get into this event. Now, one is, this one was not associated with Raw tonight. This was announced earlier today on Sin Cara and Kalisto's official Facebooks. They will not be together as of tomorrow. They will be going to different brands. They will be splitting. So, I mean, they will no longer be a tag team. Nextly, the high rate of views and ratings for WWE's Cruiserweight Championship has actually made it to where WWE is now bringing back the Cruiserweight Championship for the Raw brand only. It will be a Raw brand exclusive, but they are bringing it back. Also, there was a few rules for the tomorrow's draft that was announced. One is Raw gets to make the first official draft pick for of the draft for tomorrow. Next is for every 2 SmackDown draft picks, Raw gets to make 3 of them. Because, again, Raw is the flagship company of WWE, so Vince McMahon is wanting to, push his shit on Raw. But next is that tag teams will not be split unless made official by either Stephanie or Shane or either one of the GMs. Beyond that, all the tag teams will be going as one pick. They'll be counted as one pick unless split apart by either Stephanie or Shane or the GM. So next is that we will be being graced with 6 of NXT's superstars. 6 of them will be able to be drafted. So there's only a pick of 6. Hopefully it'd be 2 girls, 4 guys or something. Like I said, I'd love to see Bayley and Asuka up there. I know Finn Balor's going to be one of them for sure. So there's technically only going to be 5 picks left beyond Finn Balor. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. And the other thing that I have is John Cena during the draft tomorrow at, I think they said 10 o'clock. Sports Center. He will be on Sports Center, so he'll be guest spotting on there during the time, or be after the time of the draft, I guess. Yeah, be after the time of the draft. So check that out. Like I said, John Cena, Sports Center, 10 o'clock.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Now for the big portion of Raw. Not only was Shane O'Mac the one that announced his general manager for SmackDown, Stephanie also made her announcement too. Now, Shane McMahon didn't go first. I kind of expected him to go first on who he chooses. Being on Raw, the guest, I figured would have went first, but it didn't happen that way. Stephanie went first, and her draft pick, or her pick for GM actually shocked me in a way because I wasn't expecting this one. We were all thinking maybe Triple H. That was what the speculated rumor was, but we end up having Mick Foley. I mean, Mick Foley, shit. Legend in himself. He's going to be pretty vital to WWE's authority to the creative sense. I think him as a GM is going to be pretty decent for Raw, hopefully. Now Shane McMahon's announcement for who he picked. We kind of all knew this one was going to happen. This one was rumored for a while, and his pick was Daniel Bryan. So we're getting back the Yes Movement on SmackDown. Now, for the first match of the night, we end up having a match with Sami Zayn and Cesaro versus Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Now, this may have possibly been the last match of any of these guys together, except for, I know, Owens and Sami Zayn have a match at Battleground. That is this Sunday. Do not miss out on Battleground. Gotta check that out. But Sami Zayn and Cesaro end up beating Owens and Jericho in this match. So they end up picking up the win. It was a pretty decent match. My opinion on the whole match, though, is like they've done enough of these tag teams against these four gentlemen. I think it's starting. It kind of got a little old. It was a good match. I mean, they did put on an entertaining match, but it's getting old now. I'm kind of glad that this draft is going to push for them, to split them apart. Now, in an attempt to make Darren Young great again, they end up putting him in a match against Alberto Del Rio. He did end up pulling out the win over Alberto Del Rio, but I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Darren Young at all. I'm really not a fan of Darren Young at all. I don't think I've ever been a fan of Darren Young, but it was an okay match. I do like Alberto Del Rio. I don't know. I guess maybe I might take to Darren Young a little bit more because as I go on, because I've been a fan of Becklin for a long time, and he's being trained by him. It's his mentor. Maybe I might end up getting some liking for him, but right now as it stands, I don't really care for Darren Young. I never have. Now, the next match we had was a 12-man tag team match. It was the Wyatt family and the Club versus John Cena, Enzo and Cass, and the New Day. Now, this match I was looking forward to, and it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. Not who won, it wasn't as entertaining as I was expecting it to be. Didn't get to see as much face as some of the guys as would like to have, but they're saving it for Battlegrounds, because both sets of all these guys are actually going to be in matches. So and against each other, you got the Club versus John Cena and Enzo and Cass, and then you have the Wyatt family versus the New Day for the tag team championships. So it's going to be, like I said, Battleground shaping up to be pretty decent. But the Wyatt family and the Club end up pulling out the win and defeating Enzo and Cass and John Cena and the New Day. A lot of people in this match, though. It was a good match. Now we end up having a Baron Corbin versus Sin Cara match, and Baron Corbin destroyed Sin Cara in this match. And then in the attempt of Kalisto coming out to try to stop him from completely annihilating, he ends up getting kind of annihilated somewhat himself for a second, and Corbin, leaves and then comes back into the ring and beats the hell out of him. It was okay. Like I said, Corbin pulled out the win over Sin Cara, but it was okay. I kind of already noticed that the Lucha Dragons was going to be broken up a while back, because it hasn't been very many matches with them two guys as a tag team together. A lot of the matches have been more focused on singles, starting with Kalisto when he ended up winning the United States Championship before, the whole thing of where it's at now. Now we end up having a match. It was a women's tag team match that was next, and it was a match between Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Now, the match started underway. It was going on. Natalya come out, end up getting the DQ for the match for an interference. The match was called. Nobody technically really won. I know Sasha Banks got her ass beat towards the end. Becky Lynch got her ass beat towards the end, and Charlotte and Dana Brooke was standing tall in the middle of the ring. So it is what it is. Like I said, I can't wait to see who they bring, because I know they've got to be bringing some of the female talent from NXT over. So I can't wait to see who they bring up and possibly have a shot at the championship. Now, the next to last match that we end up having was Rusev and Sheamus versus Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. And Rusev and Sheamus end up defeating them in this match. It was okay. Again, pumping the nads of these guys that, don't need their nads pumped as much so as, say, like the Vaudevillains, who we haven't seen face of for a little bit because of an injury. We need to start pumping the nads of these newer talent instead of bullshit like Rusev, Sheamus. These guys may be legends or maybe going to become legends. Well, Rusev ain't, but Sheamus may be. Not saying that Rusev will not be a legend. He's just not right now. I honestly think that they need to stop pumping the nads of these guys who are already legends. Let's bring up some of this newer talent, this younger talent, because that's the only way we're going to make legends out of them. I mean, this guy was a legend, and the only reason why he's still a legend is the fact is they pumped his nads when he first come out. I mean, look what they did for the Ultimate Warrior. They really put him on a display, and I wish they would do that to some of the talent today. I mean, come on, Vince, what the fuck are you doing, guy? For those of you who caught tonight's Raw, probably caught it on the, I know you've caught it on USA, and the thing is it ended on USA with the final match, the main event of Rollins and Ambrose, and Rollins actually pulled out the win over Ambrose, at least at the end of USA. Now, the thing is it carried over to the network, which I don't know how many of you guys that watch my videos have the network, or if you follow the network, or if you get notifications. But what ended up happening is it was a superplex off the top rope that Seth Rollins ended up doing. Well, the thing is as they come off from the top rope and from the superplex, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins both pinned each other while they're laying on each other, on their back, So they're reaching up above, grabbing each other and pinning each other. And the ref somehow counted 3, got the wind knocked out of them, sat there for a while. Stephanie comes over, says that Rollins is the new champion. The ref's still sitting there in the corner. Rollins is celebrating. When it swapped over to the network, Ambrose ended up picking up the win. The ref ended up coming out and saying that Ambrose clearly had the win over top of Rollins. So that is the end to Monday Night Raw tonight. I really wished things would have been just a smidge better, because the fact is yes, we already know who these guys are that was there tonight. We should have had some talent or some people making some comebacks today before the draft tomorrow, because tomorrow we've only got a 2-hour show. I mean, this one was a 3-hour, so they should have been making some of their appearances tonight. We already know about all this bullshit of the guys that wrestled tonight, because most of these guys have got matches with each other during Battleground. So, I mean, all we're pretty much doing is, setting up for Battleground on Sunday. When in all actuality, I think they need to have just been setting up more for tomorrow. Beyond that, though, it was an entertaining show. Hopefully WWE's shooting up with their views and all that stuff, because in all actuality, I think once this new era kicks in, I think WWE's reviews will get a little better than what they are now. So yeah, I don't know. I wished McMahon would like I said, pass the reins down to somebody else. He's getting too old for this. So I have no clue. I don't know why, you know, he's so disconnected with people, and he's not passing the reins down. He should be doing that. I think his product would be a lot better if he let somebody else run it. So, all right, you guys. Much love. Peace out. You guys follow and subscribe. Thumbs up on this video if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. Comment. Let me know what you guys think about this whole draft. What did you guys think about Raw? What do you guys think about the GM picks from Stephanie and Shane? But I will be back tomorrow with Tuesday night's SmackDown results. I may have another video for you guys later tonight. Not really sure. And I may also have a video for you guys tomorrow besides the one from SmackDown. All right, you guys have a good night. Peace, love, and you guys stay heavy, my friends.